Hey Warner, it's me, the one that's all got something to say. I'm using your tone now. There's nothing that you can do. I refuse to remove it. So go now and try your best to destroy my video now. I won't listen to your claims, so go fuck off with my videos. Alone.
This is the video review for Transformers Dark of the Moon Leader Class Sentinel Prime. A very nice fire truck mode, which is also classified as a Rosenberg 6x6 Panther. So it's very impressive the way this actually came out for a toy. I really thought that they were going to have to skip out on a few things that it actually has. Like, for one, the reflective mirrors. I really thought those weren't going to be there just because of the way that they probably would have to make this toy. But it's very nice the way this actually converts in vehicle mode. Or I mean robot mode, my bad. My own complaint about this vehicle mode is the panels. Not the paint. The panels. They really are a pain in the ass to get into both robot mode and vehicle mode. They never want to line up just because of the way that the transformation of this guy is even tougher than Revenge of the Fallen Leader Optimus Prime. Just too complicated. That's it. I guess a pro to me about this vehicle mode is also the number 316. Don't know what it does, what it represents. Maybe it's just the number of the fire truck in the movie, but I'm guessing he's also a big fan of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Who wouldn't be? It's very nice. And even the way that his MechTech weapon, his shield, actually, that's his storage down there, it's not really disappointing, and it's not that much of an eyesore, actually. It's actually a good way to keep it hidden from whoever's, you know, messing around with this vehicle mode. So yeah, whatever. It also detaches like so by a few pegs. That's it. It's a very nice MechTech shield. As you this side down here where my thumb is, it's just off. And I've tried so many times to actually pop it out, transform the figure back and forth 6 times now, and it still will not close. Maybe there's something off of it. Maybe there's a bit of some extra plastic on the pegs. I don't know what it is, but maybe a little dab of super glue might take care of that problem, or I might have to use my Dremel tool to take care of the solution, or you know, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. I'll just keep this open for a sec for his other feature he has. Pretty much just somehow you got to bring these panels out without breaking anything. Yeah, be careful. So yeah, this part comes out as well where the 316 number is, and I swear that is hard to do without fear of breaking the figure. I mean it. 6 times now this has been a pain. Just gotta gently as possible bring that out and flip this part out right next to his foot. Bring out this, close this back if you can. Just leave it like that, it don't matter. And there's his like second feature for besides the MechTech design. He's got like some kind of cannons to the side, or whatever you want to call them, lasers, hydro blasters, I don't know what they call it. It really don't explain, but yeah, it's not much. It's just an extra gimmick that's a waste of plastic to me. So, yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to talk about the fire truck mode, so we're going to flip this now to robot mode. And truly, this is where the figure shines. As you can see, the robot mode is very nice, very spot on to what he looks like in the movie. And there's quite a bit of paint application as well. There could be a little more, but it's not much. It's a very little nitpicking I'm just doing right now. Everything lines up just perfect in this mode. There are a few problems though, being the chest. There really isn't anything that actually pegs into place. All the panels just stick out like so. If I can just hold him down for a second. See? Nothing pegs in. So it's supposed to be supported by this bottom piece to keep the windows or, you know, his chest together. But it just, I don't know. It doesn't feel protective. It feels like the second you touch the figure, the panel's going to come off. Or, you know, it's just going to come out of place. It ain't going to come off. It's not on a ball joint. If you got the transformation perfect, it'll work. If not, well then, there we go. His eyes light up, his mouth opens a little bit, and he says, "I am Sentinel Prime." And that is not the voice of Leonard Nimoy, sadly though. So, yeah, I guess that's where Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime stands in as the dominant figure, just because it's Peter Cullen, the actual actor for Optimus Prime. So, yeah, it's a bit of a shame. It would have been nice to have Leonard Nimoy speak, but I could imagine what they would have had him say if he was actually the sound gimmick for Sentinel Prime.
We exterminate him!
Still, anyway, very cool figure. Just the way he looks and all the articulation that this figure actually has, it's very impressive. It's a little bit superior to Optimus Prime right there, articulation. So let's go into it, shall we? For articulation, his head can go left and right, about that far, that's it. Also the arms, they are on ratcheting joints like everything else. They do go a full 360 depending on how the figure is positioned. You're also wondering where's his weapons and stuff. Well, I will get to it in a moment. Let me just get him to stand up one more time. Okay, no, don't do that. Just reposition his feet, just bear with me. And that should take care of that problem. Okay, so for his weapon, he's got his sword, or should I say his dual blade sword. Why did it fall out of my hand, I don't know, but here it is. It's not that much paint, but there's a lot of detail. A lot of detail. Would have been nice if they actually had black washed it a bit, you know, make it look a little dirty like he's been through combat. But, you know, that's asking too much. But he's a nice figure, so, you know, I'm not going to complain about it. So, I'll just go ahead and open up this finger right here. Flip this up like so. I think it goes this way. They really don't tell on the instructions. Close it back. And very tight, might I add. Those fingers are so tight, so be careful at first. You might want to take your time with messing with his fingers, because if you're not careful, you might snap them. Do not, and I repeat, do not try and mess with his thumbs. Even though it feels like they're on ball joints and they might be able to move, they don't. They do not. They are molded that way. So do not mess with the thumbs. For his MechTech shield, he can hold it because he's got a fold out handle, as you can see. I'm just going to slap that in there. Don't have to open up the fingers either. There's, you know, just the way it's molded together with the fingers and the thumb makes a giant hole. Just put it in, and there you go. He's ready to defend himself against Megatron or any of the Decepticons that want a piece of him. In which, let's pray they don't, because they won't make it to Transformers 4 then. Ha 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 ha. Ah. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it's okay. I like it. If you want to add a special feature, just press the button. pop out all the panels and stuff, and there you go. Flip this back down if you want, if I can. There we go. And he's got like some kind of star shield mode or something. You know, I came up with that. Still, pretty cool. Awesome figure. I like how all the panels actually sit properly in this robot mode, even though the chest doesn't. My only complaint. So, okay, is there anything else? Well, there is. Unlike the fire truck mode, like I said before, if I recall, I said you cannot press this button when you got the shield on, so you can't hear the other sound gimmick. Well, that's where this shines. In robot mode, you can actually sit this on the figure. Trying to remember how I did it. It's just simply, you know, put it on like this, like he's got a shoulder blade. So, okay, now you're wondering what happens. Well, simple. Just press the button back here. He's got like some kind of rocket launcher sound that will cycle if you're holding the button down. Very nice. So, besides the GoldenEye rocket launcher sound effect they stole from Nintendo 64, that's really it for features this figure actually has. I have not found any other features. There might be another one, but I can't remember it at the time if there is. But I think I've gone through everything about this figure. So let's talk about the price. He's about $44.99, something like that if I recall. He wasn't that hard to track down. I just had to ask one of the employees at Walmart, and I do thank her. She went into the back and actually found the figure for me, even though they weren't on the shelves. All they had was Sentinel Prime and 2 Bumblebees. That's all they had at the time. But she told me to check back tomorrow to see if they have any more Dark of the Moon figures. And rest assured, if I find any, I will pick them up. I'll pick up one more just this week because I don't have that much money on me. It's going to be a tough one. You know what? I'm going to leave it to you guys to see who you actually want me to pick up and review next for the Dark of the Moon line. And we'll see how it goes from there. So, you know what? For $44.99, the figure is actually worth it. He's a good scale, even though they toned him down a bit for size comparisons. Just a moment. Okay, even though it's not Optimus Prime because he's in his vehicle mode and I don't want to bring him out of his vehicle mode because it would take a long time to do it on camera, here he is with Megatron from Revenge of the Fallen. And speaking of Fallen, that's exactly what Sentinel Prime's going through right now. He keeps falling. That's not a joke either, I'm being serious. So as you can see, to be honest, if you look very carefully, Megatron towers over him just because of the way that they scaled down the leader class figures. This is actually pretty cool. I like it how Megatron towers over Sentinel Prime. Just shows, even though you are the supreme leader of the Autobots, doesn't mean that Megatron can't kick your sorry ass any day. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So again, I do apologize for not showing Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime in his robot mode compared to Sentinel Prime, but it's already been done in one of the toy reviews of Sentinel Prime on YouTube. Go look it up. I think it was Piog, if I'm not mistaken. Piog did it. I could be wrong. Maybe Optimus. I don't know for sure. But, you know, go watch their videos. I do recommend them because they actually go more into detail and they take a lot more time than I do with their toy reviews of Transformer figures. So that's it, guys. That's the end review for Transformers Dark of the Moon Leader Class Sentinel Prime. If you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you did, I hope you'll rate, comment, subscribe to Red is Power on YouTube. Hopefully you will go out and buy this figure because he is well worth it. And the last thing I gotta say about him, he's actually a 4 out of 5. Why? Just because of the panels in vehicle mode and robot mode. Sometimes you can get them to line up, and then sometimes when you're transforming them back to vehicle or robot mode, they like to slip out. Especially with the arms. They don't peg in that well. Especially with the way that he, you know, his feet, his legs actually convert. You put his arms into his legs in vehicle mode, and it's really hard to do that without the panels coming out. Bit of a shame, but you know what, you can overlook it when you got him transformed perfectly and you're looking at him in all his glory in robot and vehicle mode. So yes, there you go, 4 out of 5, guys. Well worth it. He's not perfect, but he's still well worth the pickup. Buy him, and have fun. And until next time, guys, with the next toy review, whatever it could be, this is Red's Power / Sonic Ranger signing out, and thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.